Okay, we have serving first from Los Angeles, California, the two-time defending U.S. Open champions, Vince MUNOZ and Marcos Chavez. Receiving serve from Fresno, California, Anton Wilson and Jason Coronado.
You can hear an equal amount of clapping and cheers for both of these teams, the returning champs.
We have Manuel Resendez and Merv Deckard, linesmen. Merv Deckard and Manuel Resendez. Display ball. 0-0.
0 plays 0. That's the first serve, men's doubles final, Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. A lot of dark shirts in there. The only one that isn't wearing a dark shirt is the one that we can actually identify with a dark shirt on, which is kind of strange.
Side out.
That's Jason Coronado with the gray shirt.
0-0.
There he is.
Point.
There's a skip shot from Marcos Chavez.
1-0.
1 serve 0.
Point.
The Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball for the third straight year here at the Los Caballeros Sports Village in Fountain Valley, California. They are not opposed, Ben Thumb, to changing the venue of this place. So I guess they're not officially going out and saying we're looking for bids, but they like to keep it here because it's in the backyard of Nadi Alvarado Sr. This is his 19th NAC, Nadi Alvarado Classic, but it's also just in the backyard of Simple Green headquarters right down the road from here off of Harvard Boulevard in Huntington Beach.
That's true. But they are looking.
Well, they said they're not opposed to it. It's not that they're really looking, but they want to make things bigger and better. They were asking questions about Jogo, the Reno Court Sports up there in Reno, Nevada, that Joe Garcia, our buddy, is constructing, and they asked when that was going to be complete, which when you start asking questions like that, that means that you're looking. I would contend that if the two forces got together, it would be really nice to have the World Championships and the Simple Green U.S. Open be one tournament next year, since they're both really just the weekend apart from each other. That would save a lot of time and money. I'd like to, I don't know, I don't know how it would ever work, but it could be late in the program. But if Simple Green bought into the Waterford Crystal 2009 World Championships and created this one big tournament out of that and call it the U.S. Open in conjunction, or and vice versa, obviously top billing going to the World Tournament, I could see that being a positive thing for handball. The firepower from Bruce and Simple Green, as well as the World Tournament in October next year.
Well, there'd be a lot of logistics to work out for something like that, but
or maybe not.
Or maybe not. Well, okay.
Depends on how you look at it.
Well, if you've got World Championships on the line. Dave, what is the status, the last you've heard on that Reno court facility?
That they are going to break ground. We're in 2008, right? I have to try to think of where we're at on the calendar.
Yes, 2008.
They've already broke ground. So full construction starting in March. During the bike tour with Dave Fink and Emmett Pachot, we actually stopped there, took the bikes, and they rode it around the facility just a little bit.
So are you saying that the financing was secured?
They're about 70% there, so they're going to start the project with still raising money, and again, that was 4 or 5 months ago, so I'm sure they've raised more money since then. They have enough of the project finances to get it underway, let's put it that way. And it's actually bigger and better than they were expecting, so they're actually going to put a hotel on the premises that has a catwalk that goes over to the courts. I'd love to do an interview with Joe Garcia. A really nice guy. He invited me over to his house there in Reno, Nevada. And we spent the whole time, it was actually snowing, we spent the whole time throwing a stick to his dog out in the snow off of his deck, out the back of his beautiful scenic view of that valley just over South Lake Tahoe. Spent a whole day out to lunch and had a great time talking to Joe Garcia. Really a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy, Joe, and I really wish him well with that facility, because if it does come to fruition, it's going to be the most incredible handball, racquetball facility in America, with an exhibition court that'll hold, what, over 1,000 people, right?
Yeah, about 1,500. 2 serves 4 men's finals here. Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball for $15,000 in cash. This is the most money ever awarded for a men's doubles final. Yeah, they have a big exhibition court there that they're building. It's going to seat 1,500. Not just handball, racquetball, but other court sports like squash, volleyball. Joe Garcia is the inventor of the sport volleyball.
Of volleyball, right? He mentioned that. Yeah.
3 serves 4. Expect this match and games inside this match to be really tight and close.
Half out.
This is not going to be a blowout, in my opinion.
3-4.
3 serves 4. There's the driving force behind Team Wilson, Anton Wilson, the former pro player who beat Dave Chapman at a pro stop. That's one of his claims to fame. I think he was ranked as high as 3 on the pro tour, but very briefly, before retiring, before he even got to his prime.
4-4.
That was really a loss to handball. Anton Wilson, one of the great players.
Side out.
The way to kind of let people know who Anton Wilson is, in case you've just joined handball in the last couple of years and you haven't heard the name much.
4-4.
Anton Wilson is almost identical to the tools and makeup of Luis Moreno. If you look at Luis Moreno, you look at Anton Wilson, you say Anton Wilson from 10 years ago, and Luis Moreno said that's the exact same person. They have the tools, they hit the ball hard, good hands, smooth player. Just imagine, though, Luis Moreno stopping and not playing handball, starting a family, and coming back 10 years later. This is what you got. You got Anton Wilson, and that's no knock to Anton, because starting a family and focusing on your job, that's just what you do. I believe that Anton Wilson had all the tools to be a national champion.
5-4.
Kind of a Dave Chapman-like type figure who had the hands, the smoothness, all of the raw ability. Now Luis Moreno could say, I've got, at a pro stop, I beat Paul Brady when he was #1. Anton did the same thing by beating Dave Chapman back when Dave was #1. They have very similar careers. We just hope that Luis Moreno doesn't take 10 years off from the... And we also hope that Anton Wilson continues to do what he's doing, because he's good for the game of handball. He's a nice guy, great family. Good support from his friends and fans.
Great passing shot there on the left. Anton couldn't get a hand on that.
Look at that. Jason Coronado just totally set that up. He's just a big tank. He actually kind of mishits the ball and then gets into the shooting alley of Marcos Chavez. Marcos says, "What if you're going to come up here? I'm going to jam it right back into you." And then Jason kills that ball on the left side.
4-6.
Anton Wilson serving. 4-6.
Peel, I called it short.
You're watching the U.S. Open of Handball here on the WPH webcast. This is the men's doubles finals. Anton Wilson and Jason Coronado serving to Vince MUNOZ and Marcos Chavez.
Point. Five, 6.
We'll make sure to break to Dave Fink after the next timeout, if there is a timeout. These guys seem to be not putting off too much steam at the moment.
We get so spoiled, Dave. You and I, we like to watch handball on the big screen. I know you've got a nice big flat screen in your home, and so do I. And
well, actually, I sold mine to try to help fund the WPH.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's what you have to do.
Well, last year for the U.S. Open, I remember hooking up my webcaster to the big screen, and it was really wonderful to see it in high definition and on a big screen.
Was it where the audio worked from your computer to the TV, or did you have to hear the audio through your computer?
I'm pretty sure we were able to transfer the audio to the TV.
6-5.
I've been unable to do that successfully. I didn't hook up the audio into my entertainment center. I think that's probably the reason why it didn't work. Just thought of it just now as I'm sitting here.
No, we had great sound and great picture, and it's just fascinating when you blow this image up on a 60-inch screen.
How good it is.
You really get to see this action the way it was meant to be.
Look at this rally right here. Oh, that was a leave. Jason actually left that ball for Anton Wilson. But you're right. Yeah, when it's on a big screen TV, it's so clear.
Hopefully, some of our fans at home have managed to do that.
That was Marcos trying to be a little bit snazzy there with a little shovel dump in the front court with his offhand. The hand that he would normally hit that with would be his left, but he tried to shovel it with his right. Kind of a no-look shovel, and he missed it. Jason Coronado serving. That's a good serve there.
Point.
Jason Coronado, fairly new to the game of handball, picked it up just recently.
6-7.
I've been seeing him since about the early 2000 time, the early Y2Ks. He was not that good of a player, and he's really certainly developed. I mean, he had one really good element to his game, and that was a back wall kill shot. If you jam balls at him, he'd always get it back, and you just thought, well, he was just lucky. Well, then he's taken that luck and turned it into success, and his back wall game is still really good.
6-7.
I would not want to play Jason in a game of singles. And I know that the court maintenance people wouldn't want us to be in there either. It'd be like 600 pounds of
7-7.
handball players. There he is, Jason. Good guy for the sport.
I just want to say, Dave, that when I spoke with Jason yesterday, I learned that he's actually been playing handball for 13 years. Started out with Chip Morales in Fresno. And
didn't he take some time off and then come back again?
7-7.
He may have, but I think he's got about 13 years in the game. But we'll check on that to be sure.
You're probably right. I just remember seeing him in about 2001 or 2002. We faced each other in finals of like 3 straight doubles tournaments. And I just never took him as, he was always like a low A player, always playing with the stronger player on the left side, but really such a nice guy. Always winning, though.
Point.
And then just to watch him in the last couple years blossom into such a top open player is just amazing, because nobody knows who he is.
But he is definitely an open player.
Well, I tried to convince the seeding committee that this guy was the number 2 seed, or should deserve the number 2 seed, because I knew that they wouldn't know who he was either. I said, wait till you watch these guys play.
Point.
You're gonna find out really quickly, even though they have not played to this type of magnitude.
10-7.
Yeah, Jason Coronado is no slouch.
A few years ago, 2006, we saw Anton Wilson team up with Ali Abdullah from Sacramento, California, and they made it to the semis of that event. And it would have been really nice to see Ali and Anton as well. Of course,
10-7.
Anton is doing something he hasn't been able to do in this tournament, and that's make it to the finals. Ali is watching the live webcast right now on the WPH message board as Snack Pack. You see that name every now and then.
That's right, Snack Pack.
Ali, one of my mentors, even again, just like Anton, Ali doesn't know it.
10-7.
Ali also kind of stemming from that Fresno area.
Point.
Another player that came from that Fresno area is actually living in Stockton, California, is Barry Durham. And for a long time, Barry used to say that he was Anton Wilson's cousin. Or the next time I saw Barry, he said, no, I'm Ali Abdullah's cousin. Then I finally had to go up there and say, no, whose cousin are you? He goes, I'm not even related to the guys.
7-11.
7 serves 11. First game, men's doubles final. That's another name that is had a potential to be a top handball player. Still does. Barry Durham, still in his mid-20s. I believe he's 25
Half
now.
out.
We've got the men's finals coming up after this.
7-11.
Sean Lenning, Tony Healy.
Oh, look at that.
Replay.
Boy, there's
Half
just so much congestion in the middle of that court.
7-11.
7 serves 11. Anton Wilson is serving. Next time out, we're going to go to Dave Fink. He's sitting courtside.
Side out.
Dave is going to talk to Bruce Fabrizio either in this break or in the men's finals.
11-7.
11 serves 7.
Point.
While you were gone, Ben,
12-7.
in between games, Anna Kristoff stopped by the webcasting booth and she just kind of had this look on her face and I said, "What?" And she didn't repeat me. I go, "How are you doing?" And she said,
Replay.
"What are you talking about?"
What's that? Broken ball.
Almost as if to say, I don't understand why you would even ask me how I'm doing right now.
That was a tough loss for Anna. Being up by so much in the tiebreaker and losing to her longtime opponent.
Nemesis,
I guess you could call it nemesis.
her top rival.
Top rival, yeah. That's how I'd look at it. But those gals go back and forth, and I'm sure that at the end of the day, Anna is thinking, well, okay, today went to Lisa. Next time, I hope to make a different result.
Well, the last time they played, it went to Anna Kristoff, so this time it's Lisa Frazier. Lisa's actually had a better record in the last couple years, not just against Anna, but she's just, you can see that there's some more motivation there. She won the Nationals of 2007 in Minnesota. And here she wins the U.S. Open title in 2008. If you win a major, one major every single year. Let's go over to Armando Ortiz and Dave Fink on the sidelines. Dave?
Hi, guys. I'm here with Armando Ortiz, one of the great young players in our sport. Armando, you played doubles here with Chip Morales. You actually played against your idols and your mentors, Marcos Chavez and Vince Munoz. What are you seeing here today in this match, and you think those guys are going to be able to take this title for the 3rd straight year?
Well, this match will be tough. They're both teams are strong. They know how to play with each other, and we'll see if Marco and Vince will pull it out. But Anton and Jason, just a really tough team. We'll see until the end.
Armando, you have had a lot of success in singles in the last year. You almost beat Luis Moreno. You lost in the finals 11-10 of the 1900 Junior Nationals. Now you guys both playing pro handball. You're now ranked in the top 20. What tournaments are we going to see you in the future, and what kind of season do you think you're capable of having?
Well, of course, I got to start playing more. I got to get more experience in the pro tournaments, and got to just train. I'm at school at Missouri State now, so just do my best and play handball.
Great. Thanks so much, Armando. Armando is definitely a guy you want to look for. One of the great young players, one of the most powerful players we have in today's game. Actually, there's a lot of buzz, guys, going around the courts here from players and fans who saw Armando play this week. Very impressive. We'll look for Armando to break into that top 8 within the next year. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dave. That's a good point. 13 serves 8. He'll break into the top 8 if he decides to play singles and not doubles in these big tournaments.
Second serve.
That's the same goes for Desi Keegan, who comes over the pond for this event but likes to play the doubles. We'd like to see him come over to play singles and help out his ranking points. Armando Ortiz, one of the up-and-comers in professional handball that we've all have our eye on. He's a good kid, too. Very, very similar to Vince Munoz.
Replay.
I'd like, Dave, if you can, really quickly off mic, and then maybe you can answer it later. Ask Armando Ortiz
14-7.
if Vince Munoz and Marcos Chavez have ever played Anton Wilson and Jason Coronado.
Half out.
That would be a nice answer to a question that I'd like to know, because I don't know if a lot of people know who Jason and
14-7.
Anton are. They ever make the trip up there to Fresno or meet halfway someplace. 14-7, first game, Ben.
I would say that Anton Wilson's name is a lot better known in handball circles than Jason Coronado.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But they comprise such a powerful doubles team, as evidenced by their appearance here in the finals of the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball.
Point. 16, hold it. 16-7.
16 serve 7.
Chavez Munoz opening up a wider lead in this first game.
Point.
You see Jason Coronado come all the way over there. He knew that his doubles partner was behind him.
Right.
17-7.
17 serve 7. This is where Jason's dangerous.
Replay.
Jason is dangerous off that back wall. Earlier today, it was John Bike
17-7.
and Bill Michelis defeating Armando Ortiz and Chip Morales for third place.
Yeah.
That one went to a tiebreaker, and I believe it was something like 11-7, 11-6, something like that.
Timeout. First timeout, 1 minute. Score is 18-7.
18-7 in this one, though. Marcos and Vince up in the first game. This was close at the very beginning. Let's quickly go over to Dave Fink, who has the man, Luis Moreno, on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. Luis, unbelievable tournament here this week. I think you pretty much shocked everyone, beating Paul Brady, then nearly defeating your good friend Sean Lenning, and then today beating Emmett Peugeot. Is this a surprise to you, or do you come to this tournament actually expecting to win an event like this at just 20 years of age?
I wasn't expecting to win at all. I just wanted to relax and play my game, and I guess it worked out.
It certainly worked out. It's amazing to me and everyone else watching how relaxed you are able to be at all times. Even you're trailing Paul Brady 8-0 in the tiebreaker. What are you thinking about when you're down 8-0 in the tiebreaker against Paul Brady?
I don't have anything to lose, so I'm just going to I'd rather relax and go for my shots and make sure I make my shots, and it just worked out.
Incredibly, you have a history of winning some unbelievably close matches. Unfortunately, yesterday lost a very close match, but there's going to be an unbelievable amount of success for you in the future. We'll look forward to seeing you in all the big events coming up in the future.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Luis, great young man. We'll look forward to seeing him possibly number one even in the next year. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's a good chance that Luis Moreno would be a favorite just from this tournament alone for the 2009 USHA Four-Wall Nationals if he decides to play in it.
That's right.
I mean, he didn't play in this tournament in the Four-Wall Nationals this year, but I don't know how he couldn't even consider it. This has been a big, strong showing for him, and a tribute to the program that Fred Lewis, his coach, has given him in Tucson, Arizona.
You bet. You are looking at one of the big future stars of handball. Actually, he's just a star right now, but he is probably going to be, some people are saying he's going to be the world's top player before long.
Point.
Luis Moreno
8-18.
surprising some here. Last year, he almost had his coming out party when he lost to Nadi Alvarado Jr. He was down 9-4 or 8-4 to Nadi and came back in a tiebreaker. And actually, let's rephrase that. He was actually up 8-4 in a tiebreaker, eventually losing to Nadi Alvarado in a quarterfinal match. He had a chance to play Sean Lenning last year in the semifinals. It could have been his coming out party last year.
Anton Wilson going for a sidewall front wall kill, missed it.
You played so many tournaments at this facility, Ben, that I think back, I go, I try to associate the club or, you know, the time of year with the results that are in my head. And we've had so many results here that I'm forgetting. You know, the 2005 USHA Four-Wall Nationals were here. The 2006 U.S. Open was here. Excuse me, 2005 Four-Wall Nationals were here, and the U.S. Open was here in 2006 as well, both in the same year, and then 2007, now 2008. So there's 4 sets of results in a matter of really 3 years. Everything's kind of
18-9.
all molding together.
Yeah.
18 serves 9. Look at that shot right there. That's Jason Coronado, the big guy. He got the serve, he got the return of serve, and then he goes all the way to the left front corner and kills it in the left.
He was awfully busy in that rally, wasn't he?
See, they're going to pick on him over there, but he's not a bad guy to pick on. He stole 2 of his partner's shots and ended up rolling it out 1 inch high. That's why this is a dangerous team.
18-9.
18-9. There it is, side out. That was actually a little miss hit off the top of his hand, but it was successful.
It looked like a miss hit, but as you say, you can't knock success.
9-18.
Sometimes you have to swing as hard as you can in case you hit it. Oh, that's a good shot there.
Replay.
Ooh, that looked like he passed Anton there.
9-18.
9 serves 18. James Comstoff is our referee.
This is the
Point.
3rd match today that James has reffed.
He's, I believe, just going to stay on this court.
18.
This will be his court all day long. He's
I see.
the head of the referees. These are all the final matches. Look at that power from Jason. The camera really doesn't pick it up much, but that ball's flying.
Point.
Was a missed left-handed kill shot attempt from Vincent Munoz.
11-18.
11 serves 18, 3 unanswered points.
Half out.
That's all right. Jason did his job. He got 3 points.
11-18.
Jason does that first shift on the left side, leaving it for the anchor,
Point.
Anton Wilson.
Feeling a slide on the wall. I saw no slide. Both agree. Call stands. It's a point. 12-18. 2 serves coming.
So Jason does the first shift on the left side, and then that gives Anton a time to rest. Anton's been playing the left when they're retrieving, so immediately going into the server's box, you want Anton to be fresh, so you move him over on the right, give him a break so he can catch his wind before he goes in there and does his power serves.
Right.
A lot of players get that wrong. They don't realize that they're actually hurting themselves by maybe 3 or 4 points between the legs from Jason, and he barely misses that. He knows that he should have let that go to Anton, but a lot of players that play doubles don't realize that the guy on the left sometimes will just walk straight up and play. Give him a break, switch over. See, Jason's not afraid to use his left.
Great rally. Wow.
Look at Jason cutting everything off up there.
These guys are so good. They just get to everything.
This is a nice rally here. Oh, that's Vincent Munoz hitting his own partner.
Oh, my.
That's how that rally ended. Jason Coronado cut off 5 balls in the front court there. He could have easily have let him go, but...
Excuse me. 18-12.
18-12. As I told you before, Ben, they're going to attempt to try to blast it by Jason. He's not going to allow it to happen.
Point.
It'll take you out of your game. That's the whole purpose of this successful group
12.
of Anton Wilson and Jason Coronado.
Right.
Although the score is now 20-12 serving game point.
But with that long rally there, you could see that Jason Coronado and Anton Wilson can stay with the best doubles team around.
20, game point, serves 12.
20-12, game point. Watch this ball. It's going to do the same thing the last one did.
Game. He's appealing a bad bounce on the back wall. I thought it was a good bounce. One disagrees, one agrees, call stands. Game.
And there you have it. First game of the men's Open Doubles Finals here at Los Caballeros Sports Village in the Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Spent them along with Dave Vincent and Marco Chavez and Vince Munoz were the victors in game number 1. Serving for game 2 will be Jason Coronado and his partner Anton Wilson.
Okay, we're getting ready. Getting ready to start the second game.
Listen to James Comstoff here.
Wilson and Coronado serve first. Let's play ball. 0-0.
0 serve 0, second game.
Side out.
That was an all-business shot from Marco Chavez.
0-0. It's long serve. Second serve. Point. One zero.
One serve, 0.
Replay.
We will be chatting on and off with our pro player correspondent, our senior
1-0.
pro player correspondent, Dave Fink.
Half out. One zero.
Dave Fink will give us that perspective from his angle out in the gallery. Said that he has interviews lined up with Simple Green founder and owner Bruce Fabrizio, as well as Nadi Alvarado Sr. He's just going to chat with Fred Lewis as well, and some of the other pro players here when the men's finals takes place, as well as timeouts during this doubles match.
It'd be nice to get Bruce Fabrizio's perspective on this 2008 Simple Green
0-1.
U.S. Open.
Start.
0 serves
Second
1.
serve.
Jason Coronado trying to get on the scoreboard here in the second game.
Half out.
Oh, nice shot by Vince Munoz down the right power alley. Anton Wilson up to serve.
0-1.
There's a great view right there of Anton Wilson taking that ball off the sidewall, killing it in the right corner.
You saw him wind up on that and execute perfectly. Just as Emmett Pichot said, this guy is a shooter.
Point.
Well, he's a shooter, but he hasn't really been shooting. But that right there, I just felt it. I saw it come. He lined up for it perfectly.
I think he felt it too.
2-1.
2 serves 1. Oh, that was a nice serve. Marco's actually leaning.
Point.
That's what the shooter is going to have to do.
Yep.
Another kill shot from Anton Wilson.
3-1.
We're watching these teams trade shots here. This actually becomes the best camera angle because that's where all the balls are going. We haven't had to change camera angles.
That is a terrific camera. Always love that left corner.
Oh, there it is.
Side out.
A little kill shot dumped attempt from Marcos Chavez, wearing the
1-3.
pumpkin shirt, as John Bike called it last night.
Fact is, Dave, if you stuck a camera in the left corner and a camera in the right corner and ran them isolated for an entire match, I guarantee you'd see a lot more action from that left camera than you will from the right. It's just the way it is in handball.
2-3.
That's why we're on it.
Home run. Replay.
That's a good call from James Comstock. Ball went out of the court. He called it a home run.
That's the first home run we've had this weekend. First one I remember.
2-3.
Speaking of home runs, you've been watching the World Series?
Just a little briefly. I just missed last night's finals, though. Did Philadelphia win? They pull it off?
I did not see the game.
Oh, that's terrible. You set me up like that, like you had all the information, and then you You backed out on me.
Well, you're the baseball fan, Dave. I thought you were going to.
Well, they were winning when I tuned in. I just don't know if they got the final outs.
I don't know.
It's hard to do everything, Ben Thumb.
That's true. Especially when you're commentating and then
text messaging and IMing.
3-3.
Partying.
Oh, you think so, huh?
I have no idea, Dave.
Doing a lot of sleeping lately, I've noticed. As I recall it, I know we had a couple outs to go as Philadelphia was up 5-4, and I think they pulled that victory off against the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm almost confident they did.
Half out.
Nice try there by Marco Chavez. Couldn't quite handle that ball.
3-3.
All tied up in the second game. The men's open doubles finals. Marco Chavez taking the shot.
Point.
Now, Anton was screened on that shot, but it didn't really matter because Marcos
4-3.
kills the ball on the left wall. You saw he hit the left wall and just slide out.
Yeah, it cracked out there. That was not a gettable ball.
Replay.
Screen or no screen. That, however, was gettable and a legitimate screen call.
4-3. Short.
Such a beautiful day here at the Los Caballeros Sports
Second
Village,
serve.
Fountain Valley, California.
Side out. Three, 4.
Desi Keegan stopped by and gave us a shirt for the WPH Pro Handball auction. But the funny thing is he gave us a shirt and it's completely soaking
Half
wet.
out.
He was playing a match and he took it off and said, "This is for the auction."
Yeah, I think it's worth more that way, don't you?
You know, I'm not going to wash it. So you're going to get Desi Keegan's sweat on there. That was a nice gesture from Desi Keegan.
Yes, it was. And it's a very beautiful shirt, too. I love those Irish shirts.
Oh,
they're so colorful.
Wonderful.
4-4.
4 serves 4, second game. That is a comical moment here. And he was serious the whole time. He didn't even care that it was wet. I actually pointed at my chest and said, "For me?" And he goes, "No, no, no, for the auction."
Five, 4.
5 serves 4, second game. Anton Wilson and Jason Coronado
Side out.
lost the first one, 21-12.
Four, 5.
Oh, there's Vince
Half
trying to
out.
take a little off that. You've seen some
4,
players
5.
able to guide that ball in.
So far, a very close game in this second game of the finals. Marcos Chavez couldn't get a hand on that, and the sides retire. And Jason Coronado comes up to serve, leading by 1.
4.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You're right.
This guy has some power, doesn't he, Dave?
Dress better too. I didn't know I'd be doing this.
Replay.
He's a big man. He's bigger than you, I think.
I don't.
Okay.
That's
5,
debatable.
4.
I don't go into any project thinking somebody's actually bigger than me. I saw him. We talked yesterday, and I looked. I was trying to
6,
size him
4.
up. Like, is he bigger than me? I'm not sure.
Short.
Speaking of big guys, want to give a shout out to my
sir.
buddy Phil Palmer out in Mountain View, California, who's watching this doubles match today.
All right, guys, I'm standing here with 6-time national four-wall singles
Point.
champion, the legendary Fred Lewis, one of the most brilliant minds in handball. Fred, you decided to almost feel like your 7th USHA national four-wall title with having Luis taking down
7,
Paul Brady,
4.
nearly winning this USA. You're nodding no.
No. Luis did it all on his own. You know, he's
Slide ball.
getting ready to have a
replay.
breakout year. You know, every year he gets a little bit better. You know, he's 20 years old now, and he's really starting to mature. And he himself, you know, has a great mind for handball. He's a great student of the game.
7, 4.
You know, I'm just here to just keep him on track because he knows what to do and he knows, how to get the job done.
Fred's so modest. Fred actually has taught Luis from the beginning. He's his coach. Luis looks to him for all of his advice. Fred, I know that you're looking forward, just as the rest of us are, to the final today between Sean and Tony. You spend a lot of time with Sean when he's in Tucson. He trains with Luis a lot. What do you think is going to happen today? I know these two have gone back and forth over the last year or two. Should be a great match, both playing at the top of their game.
Well, yeah, it's certainly, a great contrast in style. Sean, I call him the freak because, he makes shots that nobody else can make. I think, in order for Sean to win, he's going to have to serve well, and he's going to have to not tire out mentally, and keep the pressure on. Healy, of course, is a great tactician. He uses the whole court. He's a very smart player, so, I don't know who's going to win, but it's going to be a great contrast in style.
Before we let you go, Fred, I know you're organizing a huge tournament 2 weeks from now, 2 weekends from now, the Yes to Kids tournament in Tucson. That's going to be a WPH Pro Stop. We'll also be webcasted like this. You're going to have virtually the same exact field that we have here at the premier tournament of the year. Here we are in Fountain Valley at the Simple Green U.S. Open.
Well, the adult handball players in Tucson have been very generous. One of the main reasons why we're able to have a pro stop with a significant amount of prize money is the fact that, they give total support to our Yes to Kids program. And, they realize that kids and youth are the future of the game. And so our philosophy is basically pros and kids. In other words, we want to have kids at the same venue of the pros so that they can get to watch the best players of the game, and basically that inspires them, to continue playing and, play up to the best of their ability. And so, we're really looking forward to this. We've got commitments from most of the top guys, and in addition to the pros, we expect to have 50 junior players there. So it's going to be a great combination of kids and pros.
So exciting. Fred, I want to thank you from the WPH and from me for all that you do for handball. It's wonderful. It's great to have you as part of our game. We'll let you get back to watching this final, and we'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks in Tucson. Thanks, Fred.
Great, David. Thank you.
That's Dave Fink, senior pro player correspondent for the
10-4.
World of Pro Handball, catching as many people as he can in the stands. 10-4, nice little run here. They were tied at 4, and now we have 6 unanswered points for Anton Wilson and Jason Coronado. 10-4, serving second game.
Hit him again. That's one short.
Fred Lewis brought up something very interesting there. I wish I had the direct quote. Him talking about the perfect mix between juniors and pro players. There's philosophies out there from other organizations that try to separate the juniors from the pros because they say that the pros get all the attention during the tournaments and not the juniors. But Fred Lewis, like myself, completely disagree with that remark. It's about showing the juniors who the pros are, letting them interact with the pros, learning from the pros will inspire those junior players. We have a complete, Fred Lewis and the WPH have a complete different philosophy on that, and it's nice to see Fred actually brought that up, put in better words than I just did. That's what we talked to Neve Egan yesterday from the Irish Handball Council promotional chair position. She was here in the webcast booth, and she said that's exactly what they're doing in Ireland right now, using the senior players to help inspire the juniors.
You didn't see it, Merv? Did you see it? You saw a slide? We're going to replay it?
That's a good call. James is replaying that. He only had one person agree with him.
6-10.
Vince Munoz didn't like it because Vince thought he put a little junk on that ball. There was a screen right there, but it doesn't matter. They're isolating Jason, and it doesn't really seem to work. And what happens, Ben, when you start isolating a player, it just takes you out of your own game because now you're not taking the shot you would normally take. You're taking a shot based on trying to hit it to one guy.
Right.
And in handball, it's hard to hit a ball to somebody. It's easier to hit it away from somebody, but hard to hit it to.
Good perspective, Dave, as always.
Now, if you could say in your mind, I'm not going to hit it, I'm going to hit it away from Anton, you might have a better chance. but they're trying to hit it to Jason.
Right. Right.
7,
And the
10.
difference is maybe just a mistake of 6 inches. Jason will let those balls go to Anton if they wrap around.
Replay.
They're trying to be too perfect in their isolation of Jason is what I'm getting at.
7, 10.
You're right, I'm auditioning for the senior pro player correspondent position for future tournaments.
I think you got that one locked up.
7, 10.
7 serves 10.
Point.
Oh, uncharacteristic hand error from Jason Coronado, who's got really good hands for a big
8,
man.
10.
Jason's never played in a tournament this big before.
Replay that.
Now, this is a great experience for him.
We're talking about that quote.
8, 10.
That quote that Fred Lewis just gave us. Our statistician, Gene Kazamoto, just transcribed it for us off of Beta Digimax tape. And
Point.
he said the best part of this Y2K Pro Stop is that we'll have 50 kids competing in other events
Timeout.
besides
First
Tucson.
timeout, 1 minute.
We'll have
Score when we resume is 9,
Denenbaum's
10.
kids from Phoenix. That's the Phoenix Youth Handball Association. Lupe Marquez bringing a bunch of kids from El Paso, kids and pros in the same tournament. This is how the game should be promoted, end quote from Fred Lewis.
Oh, that's great. And that is how the game should be promoted. That Y2K tournament coming up next month.
It'll be in the first weekend of November. Dave Fink has Emmett Pachot on the sidelines. Dave?
Thanks, guys. I'm standing here with Emmett. Emmett, unfortunately for you, a couple of tough losses in a row here, finishing 4th here in this event. I know that you're looking forward to the final as well as we are. Unfortunately for you, not in the final. What do you like? What do you see happening today between Tony and Sean, two of your longtime rivals?
You know, I want to see Sean do well, but I also want to see Tony do well because, you know, he always seems to lose the close matches and he never wins a big tournament. So it's going to be close. It might go
10
tiebreaker
seconds.
for sure. You know, I'm gonna pull for Tony on this one. You know, because I haven't seen him win a big event. But
And unfortunately for you, losing today to Luis Moreno, if you could just give us a little bit of an idea of what you think about Luis's game, his potential here in the upcoming year and his future.
he sure stepped it up. I hope it was a fluke.
Okay, resuming
So,
play.
you know, next time I can take him down, but he's got nothing but potential. He's hitting the ball hard and hitting some great pass shots and putting the ball flat when off the back wall. So
Actually turning into a great rivalry between you and he. You two played in a tiebreaker in Florida just 2 weeks ago and another tiebreaker here today. So certainly looks like it could be a burgeoning rivalry between the two of you, just like what you and Sean have had over the last 10 years.
10, 10.
I'm always looking for rivalries. I want to come out on top, but yeah, hopefully.
Well, Emmett, thank you very much. Congratulations on a nice tournament. Maybe next year, make it one round farther. Enjoy the finals.
That's senior pro player correspondent Dave Fink with Emmett Pachot. 11-10 now making their own comeback. Like Marco said last night on that comeback that they had against
11,
Armando
10.
Ortiz and Chip Morales, don't count the old guys out. He goes, you know me, I'm not going to allow this
Point.
Oh, left-hand kill from Marco Chavez.
Marcos basically
12,
won
10.
the MVP award for Team Munoz last year with his win in the finals. Seemed like he carried that team on his back.
Side out.
He really is the anchor to this team. Even though they play in the I formation a lot, you can start to see as they get a little bit older as a team, it's Marco Chavez really playing more the defined left side role.
Anton Wilson killed that ball to regain the serve.
Oh, this is interesting. You saw
10,
Anton
12.
switch over to the left side here.
Right.
The reason why is because he just wasn't tired in that last.
Replay.
You're only putting the guy on the left side, on the right side, just to give him a break. And here he said, I'm just really don't need a break. I feel good. So that's a bad sign for
10,
Marcos
12.
and Vince. 10-12. It's also a sign that Anton's ready to put this up into another gear here. Going to go for some kill shots. There's 2 attempts in a row.
Vince had a shot at it. He was right at your ankles, man.
That was a close call.
10, 12.
10 serves 12. Not sure I agree with that call, but
Second serve. Point.
Tough serve to handle off the back wall.
11-12.
11 serves 12. Maybe we can turn Dave Fink's microphone off. We can hear him talking in the stands. This is the game that Anton isn't
Excuse me, half out.
necessarily against. He doesn't mind being isolated.
11-12.
That could be short. You're going to see appeal from Anton if he doesn't win this.
Point.
There's the appeal right there from Vince.
Appealing the serve. I called the serve good. One agrees, one disagrees. Call stands. It's a point.
Simple Green U.S. Open of Handball. Anton knows it's do or die now. He's going to just play the left on all shifts, I think. 12 serves 12. It's his game to lose, really. You're also going to see Anton shooting a lot of balls here. This is where Jason needs to play more consistent.
And there's the shot. They gave it to him. Anton Wilson converts.
Game number 2, the first one going to Vince Munoz, Marcos Chavez.
13-12.
11-12 here. They have 13-12 serving in the second game. Anton Wilson and Jason Coronado
Taking the lead for the first time in a while.
13-12.
They had a nice lead, and then Marcos and Vince came back and tied it.
Point.
Think this could go breaker, Dave?
We'll see what Anton Wilson has in the tank. It's up to Anton. Anton
14-12.
might have started this push a little early when he decided to come over to the left side at 12.
Second serve.
You would think that maybe he would do that around 15. Every top player has about 6 good points in him. 6 won't cut it here. We'll see what Anton can do. Nice leave right there from Marcos. But that's what set up that shot right there from Anton Wilson. Marcos leaves it for Vince. That left Vince back covering the left corner. And you had to have a perfect shot. Anton hits it with his left over the top to keep that ball down.
I am very impressed with the way Jason and Anton are playing right now.
15-12.
You see Anton takes his left and goes over the top like Nadia Alvarado Jr. does, and that keeps the ball back hugging that left wall. A lot of players go underneath that. It's a natural for the lefty. Right now, you would not want to be anybody in this tournament at this moment having to play singles against Anton Wilson. Oh, that's a nice little hammer shot right there from
Side out.
Marcos Chavez. Pulls the hammer down. That's the tomahawk.
12-15.
Very sweet shot from Marcos.
12 serves 15.
Half out.
That's a really quick half out right there.
12-15.
We'll see if Anton Wilson is feeling it after the next half out. Whether he goes to the right side or left, we'll see what he does right here.
Glove change,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
That's a smart veteran move.
Another right corner kill from Anton Wilson. We have a glove change, and
15-12.
15 serves 12. It was Jason Coronado serving.
Point. 16-12.
Second game.
That was a little, not a good serve there.
Replay.
Ooh, lucky break there to get the replay.
Sixteen, 12.
16 serves 12.
Half out.
Yesterday, Jason gets that ball. It seemed that way anyway.
Yeah, he had a couple earlier in this match. They just automatically, right out of the gate, just isolated Jason on every single shot. And I think he's wore down just a little bit just from playing 2-on-1. But as of late, it's been more Anton Wilson.
Yeah, they're more of a classic double seam with the right side player who knows his role, and it's a heavy burden for the left side guy, but Anton likes that to get in his rhythm.
16-12.
16 serves 12.
Side out.
I want to point out where there's still time in this match. Anton Wilson, I mean, the man's got some, you can judge a trapper by his pelts, is that what they say?
Okay.
He's got Chapman, Bike, Alvarado, Munoz. He's beaten pretty much everyone in his time.
Point.
He also did something interesting just a minute ago, John, when
16.
at 12, he decided to switch sides on the serve. So he was playing behind Jason Coronado on the left side. That was the first time. He was always getting that little slight break by playing the right side during Jason's serve. He was stepping behind Jason playing on the left.
Exactly, for the break. That's huge.
You would think that he must have just been feeling it. Said, this is my game to win or lose.
Point.
That was a dive fist re-kill from Marcos Chavez.
15-16.
Now we're at 15-16 here. John Bike and Bill Mihilis defeated Armando Ortiz and Chip Morales to win third place here.
Point.
I was just back in the locker room, Dave, and I had a chat with Tony Healy,
When we resume is 16-16.
who we'll be seeing following this match, playing the men's open finals.
Let's go to Dave Fink, who has Chip Morales on the sidelines. Dave?
Thanks, guys. Chip, you actually lost to Marcos and Vince yesterday. We see them making a comeback right here. Just 5 points from this victory.
Yeah, dude, Marcos is a threat off that back wall. I would just say if Anton keep the ball wrapping around and get his setups instead of Marcos taking it,
resume play.
I think they'll pull it out. But if not, he can really take over and just dominate and make serious runs.
Thank you, Chip. Back to you guys, Dave.
16-16.
Chip certainly knows about the game of Marcos and Vince. They lost last night after having that lead blown away. They came back from a lead, then had one taken away. Look at that. That's exactly what Chip said. Marcos just taking this over. It's really Marcos, not as big a name as Vince Munoz, but here in doubles, it's his team. Watch what he does here.
Half out.
That was a good shot from Jason Coronado. He had both Vince and Marcos pinned over to the right.
17-16. Side out. Just peeling a slide on the right wall. I saw a good bounce. No one saw any slide. It's a side out.
Nice try.
16-17.
Jason Coronado in the box.
16 serve 17.
Half out. Sixteen, 17.
16 serve 17. It's the second game.
Tony Healy was wanting to know how this game was going. He's getting ready for his finals match against Sean Lenning following this match.
Finger.
James Comstock just called a replay on here. That's not going to go over well with Vince and Marcos. Probably more Marcos than Vince. But you see Vince trying Vince the ref not to call it. Didn't mean to interrupt.
I think he was also interested
Whether
in
it
knowing.
takes a bad bounce or not.